Okay, so first off, I'm going to show you the charts that absolutely nobody is talking about. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in crypto. But I'm also not delusional. I also understand that nothing goes up forever. Now, before I show you the charts, let me ask you this. In any type of investing, people invest because they believe that the certain asset is undervalued and they anticipate something in the future. For example, in crypto, people were anticipating that institutions would buy in, banks would finally buy in, countries would finally buy in. Guess what? Countries bought. El Salvador bought. Saudi Arabia bought. The president of the United States spoke about Bitcoin. They have Bitcoin. Institutions now bought. Not only that, but traditional finance is now able to buy. The people who just stick to stocks, they don't touch anything else. They were given the ETFs and they were able to buy. So let me ask you something. Who's left to buy Bitcoin? In all honesty, there's only one type of person that's left to buy Bitcoin. Because the crypto bros, we've already bought Bitcoin and crypto. The people that are left to buy and the people who made the euphoric stage happen in 2021 cycle are just the average Joe, the average person. When they see Bitcoin, when they have a little bit of cash, they want to make money. And that's where alt season comes from. Because people are like, dang, Bitcoin's way too expensive, so I'm going to buy XRP. I'm going to buy Solana. I'm going to buy this, and that. Unfortunately, everybody's broke. Nobody's going to buy Bitcoin. Nobody's going to buy any of this stuff. The economy is not that good. People are broke. Last cycle, people had stimulus checks. The government was just pumping money into the economy. Now let me show you the charts. And by the way, I'm the same person who on October 6th predicted the exact Bitcoin top at $126,000. I was like, hey, this looks just like 2021. There's a few things I want to show you. A few reasons why I believe Bitcoin is like khalas. I'm not saying it's completely done. I'm just saying it's time for a reset. Now, I do want to stress something. This is not financial advice. This is my own personal opinions, and I want to give my reasons and my backings and my proofs. There's just too much proof that it will go down versus going up. Now, check out this chart that I made. I posted it somewhere. It's getting a lot of controversy, okay? Bitcoin history rhymes. Juicy, you know what I'm saying? I know we're all adults here, but please pause and read this. Oh. Also, this video was recorded when Bitcoin was around like 100K, but I needed to edit it, so it's already dropped to like 88 now. But trust me, I promise you, the fundamentals in this video is still important. You still need to understand why it even dropped to that and why it might even drop even further, so on and so on. Anyway, so this is 2021, this is 2025. And by the way, you don't have to know anything about charts. I'm gonna make this so simple to understand. So you see this orange line right here? To the left is the 2021 top, and to the right is 2025 top. Just bear with me here. 69K all-time high, right? That was step number one. Step number two, a liquidity crash, meaning that there was something that happened where it triggered everybody's stops. And then some crazy liquidity crash happened, flash crash. People who are buying and selling, gambling with leverage completely wiped off. What happened afterwards? Small little pump, down, under the liquidity crash, and then fake pump, and then bear market. So check it out, right here. All-time high, 126K on October 6th, called it on the dime. Then we go down, boom, liquidity crash. Same thing, people got liquidated. We went all the way down, everything went down. Small little buy the dip, and then boom, crash down. Fake pump, bear market. Now I'm gonna show you a different chart. Somebody told me, he was like, oh, zoom out. I said, okay, I zoomed out. This is Bitcoin on the 5-month chart. As you can see right here, from 2017 to 2018, we had this bull market and a bear. We had this bull market 2021 and then a bear. And right now a bull market and a bear, okay? So check this out, very easy, very easy. Look, from the bear market, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars of bull. And then bam, that's it, bear market. What's going on right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars of bull. And then bam, right now, about a month, 27 days, as of November 4th. If this thing closes anywhere red like this, especially engulfing, meaning that this candle is larger than the previous candle, if it prints anywhere like that, then it just shows us that, hey, we had 8 bars here and then red, meaning that we have more red to go. We have 8 bars here and then red, meaning that, hey, history is repeating itself. That means more to go. Am I saying that Bitcoin is going to come down to 37K? I'm not saying that, because history doesn't always have to repeat itself. A lot of times it just rhymes. It could just come down and then retest our previous high and then continue. That's not the point. The point is, like, khalas, at least short term, like I see no reason for it to keep going up. There's no reason. Let me show you something else. Oh shoot, ignore this. Okay, so unfortunately, all the footage I had literally just completely just was not recording. Nonetheless, it's okay. It is what it is. I'm gonna just redo it. I have a feeling that happened for a reason, that maybe I shouldn't post this video. Maybe this is not. Look, at the end of the day, I am not saying the markets are gonna crash. I am just saying this is just an analysis. This is just an idea of what could happen, okay? So I don't want nobody up top to come at me. Again, I'm gonna make this extremely easy. So on the left side is gonna be Bitcoin, and on the right side is also going to be Bitcoin. We're just going to compare Bitcoin from 2021 to right now. Basically like I did in this image, but I'm going to kind of show you a little bit more in depth. So 2021 cycle, right here, down here, see 2021. So that's the top, it's not gonna look exactly the same. So I'm actually gonna change the on the right side. I'm gonna change the chart to 3 days, or actually 2 days, right? So we're gonna compare the 2 day chart versus the 1 day chart. There's a reason for that, by the way. In 2021, we had this rally, we had a consolidation going downwards, right? A little bull flag, whatever you may want to call it, right? We broke out, and then we did a what I would like to call a actual spiky mountaintop, right? So it's literally spike, 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 come down, right? Broke this support, broke the support, and then down. Same situations going on right here. We have our initial pump, we have a boom, boom, right? Little bull action, we break out, spiky top, and we break that line and we come down, right? And we consolidate, just like we consolidated right here. Once we come here, we do a little, like you could see right here, we kind of go up and then we go a little bit down to kind of retest, and then we do a small mountain. All right, this is what I'm going to call just a little small mountain, like this one, but a much smaller, right? And then all-time highs. So we're consolidated here on the right side, we come up, we do this little pump, come down a little bit, and then boom, small mountain, and then all-time highs. It's not going to look exactly the same like here, right? But if you zoom in here, you'll see it kind of starts to look similar. If you really zoom in, boom, see, it kind of starts to, right here, to look very similar. Starts to kind of look very similar. Let me move my face out the way. With that being said, what happened next is that we consolidate, and then we dump down. So what happens next? We could, again, consolidate, and then dump down. Why did we consolidate here, for example, is because it's just how it works. Support and demand is just how it works. Look, in this top, so what happened here is that we had a little support right here. See, come up, support, come up, and then it broke it. We try to get back in and we come down. Where did we come down to? This little area right here, right? We kind of chalked down just like we chalked up, right? And then once we lost it right here, literally right here, once we lost it, see that was the last area of that support. Once we lost it, we come down. Where did we go? We came to this little mountaintop, that little mountaintop, right? And that's where we try to save it. See the very bottom of that mountaintop? We tried to save it, and then we couldn't. We couldn't, right? And then we try to break up, little fake out, and then we dump down. Like, pretty much it. Same here, like, same situation. You just can't, it's harder to see, but it's same thing honestly happened, right? Especially if I take out the wicks, you can really see it. Let me take out the wicks, right? It's a lot more clean. Let's go back to the 1 day so that it's, you know, directly comparable. Now look, this is pretty much where we're at, right? So we came down to this little mountain right at the bottom of the support. Same here. We came down right at the bottom of the support of this little mountain. So this white line is basically the same thing as right here. That's kind of, this is where I believe we're at in the cycle. We're right here, where we come down, we test that, we go up, and then we either blow through it. We could, yes, we could come right back up, but most likely we're gonna chop, and then break it. And then once we break it, there's nothing really left except for this little area, which we tried here. Look, once we broke through, we tried to come up to this little area. Look, the bottom of this area. Look, once we came down, we tried to come up to it, and then we just couldn't. And then we pushed through. We did end up pushing through, right? But again, that's like the fake out, right? Because it came back up here to retest that area, and we fell through. So same thing. We could literally see the same thing, that we chop around here, right? Chop around here, just like we did here to go up. We're going to do the same thing to probably go down, right? And then in this area at the very bottom, 94,000, maybe something like that, we could do a little fake pump, right? Little fake pump, but then honestly 100k is going to be our resistance. If we pass through that, test this for it, continue up, cool, I'm wrong, and it is what it is, right? But if we hit it, come down, the next resistance isn't till here. This is where I'm like oh, $88,000, 80ish something thousand dollars, and people are like, oh, what? Do you really think it's going to go down that low? Why wouldn't it? Come on, like literally just a few months ago in January, we went from 106k all the way down to $76,000. Lost $30,000, bro. Last cycle, around that same situation that happened, we went from 64k to 29k, bro. But the actual true bear, we went from 69 all the way down to 16. We lost 50 grand. We lost 76%. So yes, like I definitely think that we could. I mean, going down to 88k is only 32%. You know what I'm saying? But in realistically, if we come down there, we pump, we fail, it's gonna go lower. And what's the next support? The next support area is right here, all of this consolidation that we did, plus that all-time high of 2021. That's my bull case scenario. We hit something like, you know, that little blah, 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 come down, blah, come all the way down here, blah, blah, and then blah. and then maybe we pick up. Actually, we might go even lower a little bit, and then maybe we pick up and we go higher. But in all honestalities, that doesn't have to happen. Just because it's happened before, that doesn't have to happen. What could happen is that we come down. Let me draw that again. Let me just do one chart here. Okay, is that we could come down to retest this high right here from 2021, and we could just go under it. Like, we really could just go under it. We don't have to bounce off. At the end of the day, I wouldn't just go sit there and just buy. It was like, oh, I'm hoping. This is hope. It's just hope. Basically, this is what I would look for. What I'm personally looking for is that wherever it ends, here, this area, whatever area, I would wait for something like it hits it, bounces off, right? And then prints a low and then a higher high, like an actual bull structure. Not just it hits it, okay, I'm gonna buy, and then goes even lower. Because it could always pump, it doesn't matter. It could pump all the way here, but it could still go lower, and it'll still be a lower high, right? And then lower low, and then get another lower low. Like, it, I would always just wait, in my personal opinion. If you don't care about any of that stuff, there's something called the 50 MA. This is my personal indicator, by the way. I made this Mo's Ultimate MA. So this is the 50 moving average. So let's go on the weekly chart. Look how cool this moving average is. As you can see, on the bull market, it's always respected and it stays above it. If you go back to 2021, right, when it started, it just respected it. It came all the way down here. It closed right here, right on it, but you always have to wait for 2 candles. So the second candle closed above, and it was a bullish engulfing, which means that this candle is higher than the previous candle. It just ate it, you know what I'm saying? And so we continue. Comes down here, wicks, it touches it, and it continues. Cool. Boom, right here. Touches it again. Wait for the second candle. Green, bullish engulfing, keep holding. Boom. Why? It's so annoying when you put your computer or phone on do not disturb and you're still getting disturbed. And then the next candle, bear, and no, now you have 2 closes under, and it goes down, right? We try to go up, but it's only one time. The second one, and then the third one goes down. That's it. We go lower, and then khalas. Like, that's basically what happened. Now, same with here. We have not touched it yet ever since 2023 March, right? Except for now. What the hell? Come on, look at this candle. But I have to be fair. All right, you can't go off of candles that haven't closed. This hasn't closed yet. There's still 4 days, 21 hours left. And what could actually happen is like this. Let me show you something. In 2021, right here, right, which is kind of where we're at, in my opinion. All right, this candle didn't look like this. It actually looked like, you know what? Let me see if I can. At one point in time before it closed, there's no way that actually worked. At one point in time, it looked like this. Oh crap! It looked like this. At one point in time, it looked like this, bruh. Pretty much like this. It looked like that. Okay, at one point in time, but people bought it up. You know, it got bought up, and then it just left a wick, and it didn't actually touch. So, you know, it is what it is. We waited, right, and then it eventually touched. So this could happen, and I think that this might actually happen. I think it might just come up, and then we chop, so that we can actually chop like here. You know, like, it wouldn't make sense for it to just go straight down. We would probably chop just like we did on this side. That's what I've been saying, is that we would chop around here for a little bit, and then we'll see if we lose it or not. Here's the last thing that I want to show you. This is a classic bull run. Okay, we're in a bull uptrend, right? Means obviously higher highs, higher lows. Everybody knows this, okay? Strong pushes up, so weak pushes down. Strong pushes up, weak pushes down. But really, what you also want to look at is this. Look, every low is still above the high. See, this low, right, is above that high. This low is above that high. So that's what that looks like, right? But what happens if you go boom, 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 boom? Whoa. Right? You see how different that looks? That's because this low broke that recent high. Even if you go, you could continue higher, even higher, right? But the thing is, once you do this, once you break a recent high, now you have that as a resistance. So now you have to go back up there. You could go lower, but now you really want to go back up there and retest it. Do you continue and then you come back and retest and then go? Or does it boom? And then, okay, now we got a lower high. So this is a high and now a lower high. And then, which means that lower low most likely next. In Bitcoin right now, we've had our high, a little bit of low, high, a little bit of low. Even though it took a long time, it's still above this high, right? And then high, low, even though it came all the way down here, right? This is the tariff situation. It just crashed down. It's still above this high right here. And then we go again. And then what is this? Did we just crash down? Okay, let's pretend like we that one didn't count because it was kind of short-lived. It was just like, like, you know, if you really zoom out, like maybe it didn't count. Okay, sure. So then what about this? So higher high, and then boom. What about this one? Are we gonna say this one didn't count? Aren't we seeing that that's literally hitting that high now? Aren't we seeing that? You know, we go up and then boom, it literally hit that high. And this isn't something that's like it hasn't closed yet. No, it's closed. Look, this huge candle down is already it closed. This is what closed today, November 4th. This next one, this little itsy bitsy, that's the next day now, and that closes in 20 hours. But this one on the daily has already closed, and it closed where? Right on these. It closed. It hit them. It hit them. It hit them. It crashed down on it. So now we have to see, do we get the heck out, come back and retest? That's probably what's gonna happen, just like here. See, came back, retest, came back, retest. This is a very risky time to be in the market, in my opinion. I personally de-risked most of my stuff. I want you to, you know, do your own research. This is my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm just a guy. I'm not trying to crash the markets. I'm just saying, what goes up must come down. In reality, guys, this is what's going on right now. In reality, guys, this is what's going on right now. Honestly, we're all finna be like this in a little bit. Saying, guys, like, we're finna be like that. We finna be like this. This me right now, worried for everybody. Deleting Twitter, deleting everybody's views, deleting everything. Learning how to read the chart yourself, learning key supply and demand, making stoic decisions. I could be wrong, yes, but there's just so way too many things. Like last cycle right here, we were getting stimulus checks. This cycle, they took away people's food stamps. You think people are gonna invest in crypto? As for the rest of crypto, you can forget about that, my boy. It's going to be a cold winter out there. Stay safe. I'll see you in 2026 down below. Love you. Take care. Salam.